This right here is a Japanese-made domestic mini truck. Look at that. Made in Japan badge right there. But who needs Downstar when you have these hardware? Shit. What's going on, guys? Today, it's just gonna be random again. Got the wagon pulled out. Did some things to it. You might be able to get a little glimpse. I'll talk more about it in just a little bit. But first, I want to take care of something that's gonna be sold. I'm gonna be selling this engine right here. So I kept this engine because it was rebuilt and it ran fine. It passed smog for us Californians. And this was supposed to go into that car because of the oil light issue, but since I poured new oil and the correct amount of oil in that motor and the battery, the car has no issues whatsoever. And my LSV tech is almost done, so instead of doing the swap once and then back out to put my LSV back in twice, I'm just gonna run down until it's on its last leg and sell this one. So I had somebody that actually hit me up for inquiries of a motor, and given the fact that I had this one just sitting here, I was like, you know what, I'll sell it. $200 as is, everything. I don't need it. No more hoarding for the most part. And I'm going to do a compression test so I can report back to the buyer the readings. But he's still going to buy it. I'm just doing this because I want to guarantee my sale. So yeah, hook up the battery pack to the starter. I'm going to do each one of those cylinders and get them readings. Pretty simple to do a compression test when the engine's out of the car. Transmission must be on, starter has to be installed, and all you do is ground the battery pack to the transmission, and then the power wire goes to the power terminal on the starter, and you pretty much just I have a wire right here already plugged into the starter signal, and you short them together and that will crank the engine. So I've already done cylinder number 1. We are at 170. And while you are doing the compression, you want to keep the throttle open because that's procedure. But in my case, the throttle body is not even on there. So, cylinder 2. 120. 160. 175. Bam. OG TE37s. This is a scrap wheel, and my friend was like, if you can fix it, fix it. He has 3 2s on his car, the other one's right there on the truck. But I'm gonna attempt to fix this just because I've been on a wheel repair frenzy, and what's the worst that can happen? Room decor. And scored me some Wedsports TC05s from the same person. Now, those 2 bottom ones are stress crack. You can see where it's marked, and I can repair those, no big deal. He does road racing and all that. That's all stress cracked from over the years. If you've seen my Instagram story, those Wedsports are 17x7s, dual 4 lug pattern, and I am going to be rocking this on my car very soon. Probably as temporary wheels. Currently on the wheels, they are mated with some 225 45 17s, and these fit really, really nice on my car. Given that these 2 were for the rear and the other 2 still has Spoon Sports on it, I'm really digging it. I'll put a little picture right here on the top because I had 17s before. Y'all can love it or hate it. It don't matter. It's just an opinion. It's what I like, and I'd with it. So I got my coil all wrapped back up right there. Now what I'm gonna do probably the rest of my night is to finesse this cracked lip back into his original position. Probably gonna heat the shit out of it. I don't know, probably douse some brake cleaner on it, get it nice and hot. My torch is running low on gas, so try to get this to be stupid hot as possible, and then I'm going to use my mallet and some type of curvature item, if I have anything like that around here, to slowly push that out to get its original shape back. But it's going to be a timely process, so probably when you guys see this next, it'll be somewhat straighter. Guys, do not hit anything aluminized that is not heated, because you can put a hole through that motherfucker, it will crack. But you can see the wheel is like starting to form its curvature back. I'm heating up that corner right there. It's still attached, but it is cracked, and I didn't want to try to twist the lip this way without heating it up, because it will then fully crack all the way. So it's almost there. Definitely going to have to do a lot of patching right there in the middle, but I don't know if it's a good idea or not. The pieces are on the table. I might just stick it on there, and then I'm going to weld over it just so I don't have to fill up a fat gap. And then I'm going to sand it all down and weld it over again. So pretty much get that gap to close. And I think this wheel is somewhat savable. He don't even care how it looks. He just wants it to hold air, and it's very promising. So well, I kind of went ahead of myself there. So the back side is somewhat all welded up. I am missing a lip right there because I hammered it, and the front side is somewhat welded. Looks like shit, but I'm going to file it down as smooth as I can, and then I'm going to lay a nice smaller bead with a smaller rod just to ensure I filled it in. But probably going to bridge this two right here together and make a whole new lip. Because you can see it's just, this one's slightly curved down, this one as well. So what I'm trying to do is bridge it all the way across, and then I'm going to flatten these guys out to look like that. You know what I mean. But yeah, probably gonna, after everything's all said and done, probably gonna put like a dud tire on it and see if it'll hold. If it does, then get new tires. If it doesn't, then worth a shot. It's looking a lot better. So I use a flap disc and a cutoff wheel to, you know, trim down the areas where I welded yesterday, so it's nice and flat. But I am going to go over it. There's a dip right here. I don't know if you can see that. It's a dip. I'm going to try to fill in, because that was the portion that I couldn't, you know, push out more. You can still see that flat spot on the top. So I'm going to fill that in, and then I'm going to grind this somewhat down. Like I said, this is not the right way to repair it, but you know what? It was already a fucked up wheel, and he does not care about it. But if it does work, he's going to rock it, because the other two's on his car. So yeah, you can see my original bead. It went all the way across, and then I flapped it all down. I'm going to go over that with 1/16 rod, just so I can keep the bead low profile on top of the previous bead that's on there. And then I'm gonna fill in this lip, pretty much make a new lip, since I bashed it all out yesterday. And when I get this to form somewhat of how I want it to look, then I'll bring out the Dremel sanding, you know, whatever, to smoothen out the lip side of this. But that's after everything's all set and done. So right now I cleaned it, you know, acetone wiped it pretty much like 3 times, and I went back with a wire brush to, you know, get more into the material to get all the crap out of it, because I had a lot of cross-contamination last night. But hopefully this is clean enough to just start a nice puddle and continue rolling, because I cleaned the shit out of this, but who knows. So this template is the curvature of the wheel, and if you put it over here, you can see how much of it is missing, or how much of it needs to come back up. Not bad for making your own lip. I'm just going to clean it up with this Dremel sanding thing, and see if I can try to chop the weld down a little bit so it'd be more flat, and try to get this all nice and cleaned up as well, because it's pretty bulky. Even though owner said, you know, I don't care, I'll rock it like that. The inside is pretty flat. I only have this light as of right now, but yeah, I'm pretty happy for how this is turning out. Let me give you guys one last look before I close the garage. You can obviously, that is circular. This was all done by hand, hammering, torch, and a mallet to get that shape to come back out. I'm going to continue this tomorrow because I'm headed somewhere right now. So yeah, looking very, very promising. I'm going to have to lay another bead across this back side right here because I kind of chewed through it with the grinder. But I'm doing laundry, so can't use the welder right now. And I'm probably going to have to get like a grinding thing for the Dremel, or whatever it is those people use for porting cylinder heads and stuff, to really chop this down a little bit more, unless I have some more 40 or 60 grit in my drawer somewhere. But we'll take care of it tomorrow.